Friday morning. How are you this morning? I am absolutely great. I don't even know what day of the week it is, to tell you the truth. I had to rethink that one. When you have a day off in the middle of the week or whatever that was, it kind of confuses me, just so you know. And I have come in here this morning kicking it in high gear. I have Christmas down. I know if you know me, you know me. Okay. I have to get it down today. I have to get it put away because it's just how I do things. I know people are like, I keep it up to January 6th. No, I like it down. I like getting ready for New Year's. I like bringing in the new year. I like having a word from God. I have not got my word yet from God for the new year, but that's okay. I usually get it like right at the last minute. I love it that you guys are getting your word and you're putting it up there. I love seeing all the Christmas stuff that was up there and out there and how you celebrated. We had a wonderful time. We went to my daughter Hope's on Christmas Eve and hung out with everybody and did presents and just had a great time. And I got lots of cool gifts, but one daughter got me an experience, which we are super excited about. We're going to have the hibachi dudes coming over to the house. We're all going to have dinner. We would like to have an experience every month of a family big dinner. So that's a goal for 2026 is a big family dinner once a month so we can all catch up. So that is a fun thing to be looking forward to. And then the other daughter got me, her and her husband got me this really nice pan. I've wanted to get all new pans. I know that sounds weird. I am so married and so happily married that I want pans. I know. And so Tim and I always have this thing about this will be the last set of pans. He says it. I don't say it, but he says it. This will be the last whatever. This because as we get older. So got my first pan and I've been checking it out. I'm going to order some more pans. So super excited about pans. Got these super cute shoes from my husband, and I get to go get my toes done and a new pillow. So I had a wonderful Christmas and relaxed. Watched it. We did not go to a movie yesterday. Now with all the streaming services, we just did it at home. Made lasagna, so we did that. And yes, very yummy. And then we did something different last night. We went to Hope's again and had prime rib. So I guess that's a lot of people do prime rib on Christmas. So maybe we're going to start doing both. I don't know, but that was very good. I love seeing the grandkids. So I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with the grandkids and just hanging out with family. And so back to work, like I said, so back to getting WAPN back to normal, looking forward to the new year, excited to see what God's going to do. Thankful for 2025. There's ups and downs and roller coasters in 2025, but I'm walking away still thankful. We celebrated 40 years here at WAPN. Just Tim and I are just cruising along in life, doing our businesses, doing life. And so grandkids are all healthy and growing up and so proud of them. So just been a great year. And so I'm going to look back and praise the Lord, and I'm going to look forward to see what new opportunities, new vision, and new things that he has planned. I am a person, I never thought I was like my dad, but I am like my dad as far as vision. And so just thinking about what is the vision, I also got something else in 2025 that I really wanted. I got YouTube. Yep. For WAPN. And that probably was something that I wanted, but I didn't know I wanted, but God did it. And it was so funny. God used Shane, didn't even know he had got it going for like a month. But when I get to hear, like Imogene gets to listen to YouTube and where she's at, that blessed me. That was my purpose of YouTube. I don't know why it was so important to me, except it was. And when something's important to you, it's important to God. And if it's important to God, it's important to you, kind of thing. So it was important. And, my mom was a YouTuber. I am not really a YouTuber, but I get it. You don't have to subscribe and, you just click on different things. And so it's been an exciting adventure for me. So I'm praying and asking God, what is 2026 going to bring for WAPN? And he always does something. And so I guess that's the visionary in me that I didn't even realize that was in me. So whatever God's plan is for 2026, I'm excited to walk into it, run into it, skip into it, whatever. This is the best time of my life. It is. I get to do radio. I get to be in the community. I get to volunteer. And people always ask me, why is volunteering so important to me? And I think volunteering is so important to me because giving back is so important to me in any way, form, shape that you do it. And I think that we need to be more kind, and I think we need to be more present, and I think we need to be more caring. We get so busy with what's going on in our life or whatever. All right, we got to get our stinking thinking out of the game. We need to get our stinking thinking out of the game and be thankful. Just thankful. Like, even last night, just going over and getting some prime rib, and I hope had my sweet potatoes, and they were so yummy, and getting to go see my granddaughter's stuff. It was so fun. And just hearing the other granddaughter telling me about a TV, and we were laughing because of the size of the TV, back in she gets, we have a mini TV. And I thought, a mini TV. Remember when 42 inches was huge? And now we look at that as a mini TV. It just made me giggle because we live in such a technology world and such a world that we're so used to everything at our fingertips that when something doesn't work or something, whatever, it freaks us out. We stream, we can call around the world on this thing that we hold in our phone, this mini computer that we hold in our hand. You can look up information, and of course, anything can be used for bad. Let's throw it out there. If it can be used for bad at any season in our life. Everybody always says, well, at this time of our life, I haven't seen such bad things. Okay, but then when we were young, what was the bad thing then that we thought that was the worst thing? So wherever you're at in life, just remember that God was before you. He had already went here and knew what was going to be happening at this very moment, at this very time in life, in the world. And we need to embrace it, and we need to find the love of God in it, and we need to find joy in it, and we need to give grace in it. And so, yes, there's stuff going on, but there was stuff going on 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. And at that time, that's what it was bad then. And what is bad now is different. And I think that the thing that we need to bring back most of all, of everything, is relationships, time, effort, grace, kind. Those things are always there. There's no time in giving kind. There's no time in giving grace. But we, get so busy in our lives. And I'm trying to change that up a little. I'm trying to spend more time, do more things, quality time. And I got busy, just like everybody else. I got busy. And then I said, you know what? I'm missing out on that. Now, I do show up. I am a person that believes in showing up. And I do believe in giving it your all. And I'm thankful that God has changed up some things to do it better. Instead of going, just hurrying and whatever, he's slowing me down and saying, I want you to do this, and I want you to give it your total all. And I do. And when you give it your total all, like this morning, even walking in here this morning, I came in here with a vision for today. I said, I want to get Christmas down. I have to start working on the end of the year stuff. I needed to do this list of things. Now, you could walk in here and say, wow, that's a lot to do. It's overwhelming. And you could get yourself in a tizzy and you could get yourself or you could say, I get to do this. And, that's how I walked in here today. I get to do this. God gave me WAPN. He allows me to come here every day and change my stinking thinking that I, am excited to be here. And so I was just in here jamming on the tunes. I already reprogrammed the music. I was taking care of stuff and checking it twice. And I was thinking, just think, next week is the end of the year. And reflecting on the goodness of God, and people always say, well, you haven't been through any, you don't know. I do know. I've been through a lot of things in my life, but I've made it through because I've chose not to get stuck. I did sometimes get stuck. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a couple times I got stuck and I was wallowing in my stuck. And God said, well, as long as you're just over there having a pity party, you just stay right there. Or do you want to come over here? And I'm like, no, I want to go over there. The pity party is not so much fun. And so I had to pull myself out of stuck. And sometimes it was not easy, but I'm telling you, if you trust God and ask God to pull you out of stuck and show you his plan. And I don't always get to see his plan the way I want to see it. I don't always get it on my timing. It's on his timing. But I love it when he gives me a vision or tells me to do something and it goes just unbelievably goes. And I feel like that's how today has been. I feel like I got up refreshed. I got up renewed. I got up saying, I am ready. I don't know what I'm ready for, but I'm ready and I'm willing and I'm able. And so, like I said, as I cruised on in here, in my mind, I was already setting up today. And I was saying, okay, these are the things I want done. Now, sometimes I don't get them all done, but I like to have a list. I'm a list kind of girl. I always say I'm a sticky kind of girl because I use lots of stickies, and I like to check it off. I'm old school. I like to write it out, and I like to check it off. You know, it's funny because intentional was a big thing in my life. We had intentional calendars, and we were doing intentional things, and I really was trying to be intentional. But I was spending so much time being intentional that I was missing what I was doing. And so God said, do you. You know, there's all kinds of wonderful gadgets out there and there's all kinds of wonderful things, but you be you. And I was like, you know what? God made me uniquely, made me the way I am. And yeah, I would like to be that person that could always use your phone and do all the technology. I'm not. I'm old school as far as I like a calendar. I still have a calendar on my kitchen wall. I do. A real calendar that I write stuff on. And Tim and I, that's kind of our thing. Now, I love it that y'all have these really cool digital things linked to your phone and everybody, you know, knows what. Tim's not going to do that. He's old school with that. So I have a calendar on my wall. I have a calendar on my phone. I was just doing amazing putting everything in my calendar on my phone. But then I would forget to look at it. So I have a calendar on my desk, an old school paper calendar that I rip the month off each month. If that's what you do, do it well. You don't have to do what everybody else does because that works for them. You do you and you do it well, and God will do the rest. And I think that's what he's really showed me these last few weeks, is that I can't make the decision for you. I know that I can pray about it and I can ask God to lead and guide you, but it's got to be the best for you. And that's how I feel about the best for me. I was trying to do all these things because that was the cool thing, or that was the thing that everyone was doing. And it wasn't working for me. And I said, God, what works for me? And what works for me is I'm a sticky girl. And so it works. Do what works. Do what works for you and see what God does with the rest. It's going to be a great end of the year. We're going to finish off 2025 strong, and I can't wait to see what his plan is. If you'd like to finish off 2025 by donating to WAPN for the over and above, we really appreciate it. You can come on by WAPN. If I'm not here, there's a mail drop on the door, and you can throw it through the mail drop, your dollars, your fives, your thousands, your hundreds, whatever. Or you can go over to our website, WAPN.net, and you can give now right there, become a monthly partner, one-time gift or whatever. And we tithe off of everything that comes into WAPN. We give back into our community. So I'm so thankful that it's just giving upon giving upon giving. I just love that about God. And so we really appreciate everybody that's given to WAPN this year, and I appreciate the end of the year over and aboves that are coming into WAPN. Let's get our favor on and let's get this day going. Don't ever think you can't rise any higher. God wants to do more than you can even ask or think. And I kind of felt like that today. I came in here, like I said, with one thing, and God's done more than I ever thought in this amount of time. He's multiplied my time this morning to pull it off, and I'm so thankful for that. It is Friday, December 26, 2025. Holly Hill. The weather in Holly Hill today is 75 with a low of 56. Madison 77 with a low of 53. If it's your birthday today, it's my best friend Sharon's birthday. Sharon and I have been friends for 50 something years. And so happy birthday, Sharon. I want the Lord to just show up today, show out, and do something special for me. It's Amanda's birthday and Judy's birthday also. Today is Write a Thank You Note Day. Who writes a thank you note still? I even like a text note. or a video smile or whatever. So, yes, I used to do video, handwritten thank yous all the time. Last night's football, Broncos 20, Chiefs 13. So it is Friday. Let's just get ready for a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Remember, just love your family. Just love on your family and be appreciative. God's doing something special with you and your family. Can't wait to hear what it is. Well, y'all have a wonderful, great day. I am